Hello and welcome to the Isle of Wight Story Festival 2022. This year, the theme is our biosphere. Now, if you don't know what biosphere means, it's the places on the Earth where life exists. Well, there's life almost everywhere on the Earth, in the trees, in the sky, under the sea, even on the edge of volcanoes. I thought perhaps you might like to draw along with me and we could make up something from the biosphere of the Isle of Wight. How about we draw a red squirrel? This is what we're going to need. We've got some colouring pencils that are in various shades of red and orange, and some browns. I've got a normal pencil for drawing, and I've got a fine liner, or you can use a felt tip or a black pen like a biro or a ballpoint pen. The first thing I'm going to need is the pencil. So here's how I start a red squirrel. I'm going to do a teardrop shape, but it's on its side. Like that. And then you need to draw a wiggly sort of S shape, a bendy shape like that, and that's going to be the squirrel's back. This squirrel is going to be holding a nut, so he's got his front paw out like that, and his back leg comes up quite high, goes round and down, and then a long back toes like that. And then we can join some of these bits up, so underneath his chin and his tummy comes round near his back leg like that. And you can draw a second back leg now, but we don't see most of it, we only see that long foot. Let's draw the nut in. Once we've drawn the nut in, we can draw a bit of the other arm like that. So what are red squirrels really known for? Well, they're big bushy tails, so let's draw a big bushy tail, and they're lovely fluffy ears. So I always draw mine with straight bits like that, and then on the front wavy bits like that. He's got a nose, and we're going to give him an eye, and his pupil can be looking down at that lovely nut he's just found, and maybe he's going to bury it in the ground for later in the winter. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to use my black pen, and I'm going to go over those pencil marks. If you want to miss out this step and just go straight to the colouring, that's fine, you can do that. I'm going to not draw this line here that's underneath his neck, but I'm going to join up from his nose. I'm going to go under his chin and his belly, making sure I don't draw over that arm, because we can't see, if that arm's there, then we can't see that bit of our squirrel's chest. And the ears. Nice big fluffy ears, and a nice big fluffy tail. Now at the moment he doesn't look very happy, so what can we do to make him look like he's a happy squirrel? I think we should give him a little smile. I think he's found his favourite nut, which is a hazelnut, so we're going to draw a little oval shape at the top to show that that is a hazelnut. The next thing I'm going to do is go and make a cup of tea and let this dry for about 5 minutes. I've rubbed the lines out, as you can see, very carefully. One tip for when you're rubbing things out is to make sure that you hold your paper down and then rub away like that, so that you don't screw the paper up. So I've now got my coloured pencils. Which ones do you think we should start with? I am going to go for the lighter colour orange, this one, because we can always build up the colours from light to dark. And these coloured pencils are actually water soluble ones, so you can, if you really want to, once you've done your colouring, you could get a damp watercolour brush, painting brush, and you could go over it to blend some of those colours in. But I think today I will just use them as if they were normal colouring pencils. I'm going to leave a white patch for his belly, so he's got a nice white fluffy belly.
So if you wanted to, you could perhaps use a darker colour than me. If you wanted to, you could just leave it like that. But I'm going to use some more details. And I'm going to use some dark orange. I'm going to go quite dark now. And I'm going to pick up some of those details. Give it another layer. Because the more layers you give, the more depth you have to your picture. And if you're wondering what that means, it just means it makes it more interesting. You don't have to go over the whole thing again. I'm just going to go up the middle of the tail here at the end. And leave the edges that paler colour. Now I'm going to do the same thing with this very bright red. This one's called Scarlet Red. I'm going to start from the base of his tail. And then go up that middle bit right at the end.
And then for his body, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go round, well, I use the orange one first. I'm going to go round his leg. And then to meet the tail. And across the bottom of that foot and that foot. And then I'm going to do this paw and the other paw, and then a little bit of the underneath of his chin and his belly, and just leave this piece of his back and the top of his head. I'm going to leave that first orange colour that we used. If you've only got one sort of orange in your collection though, that's fine, just use that one. But did you know that not all red squirrels are red or orange? Have you ever seen any other sorts of other colours of squirrel? Because I've seen some that have got very, very dark ears. In fact, you'd almost go black. But this one is a very dark brown, so I'm going to make his ears really quite dark, a little bit over the top of that first orange we used, just on the tips. Like that. And then I'm going to do a little bit, they call it socks, don't they, when animals have the ends of their paws are a different colour. You might have a cat who's got socks, maybe white, maybe it's a black cat with a white sock. And then a little bit on his tail as well, I think maybe towards the top of his tail up here. And he needs his nose doing, so I'm going to pick a paler brown for his nose. I'm going to leave a little white circle in the middle, show that it's shiny. He's a nice healthy little squirrel. And I'm going to draw round his pupil as well to give him an iris. You know, like when you look at someone's eyes and they're blue or they're brown, that's the iris, the colour. So this squirrel has got a brown iris. Is there anything else we need to do? Oh yeah, the nut. So I'm going to use that same brown, and I'm going to make sure that my strokes are going up and down with a little tiny bit of white streaks in it. And that helps to show the texture of that hazelnut, like that. And then I'm going to get the darker brown and I'm going to go in the middle just to show it's got a different colour. And I might even just give it a little bit of shadow at the bottom like that. There we go. Now he needs to be sitting on something, doesn't he? But it doesn't have to be really complicated. What you can do is just get a green pencil, draw a line behind him, but make sure you don't go over any of the squirrel. So you might have to jump your pencil up like this. Jump, down again, jump, down again. There we go. And that shows that he is on something and not just floating in the air. Well, how did you get on? We at the Isle of Wight Story Festival love to see all the things that you make and draw. So if you can take a photograph, ask a grown-up if they could post it on one of our social media platforms. We're on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter. Or if you want to email it to us, our email address is iwstoryfestival@gmail.com. Keep a lookout, you might be a famous artist.